Ooh, what up, what up, what up? Daniel Augustin here with Instant Reaction. Miami at Cal. College football is a video game. It's a video game. It's not real. It is not a real thing you're watching. It's a video game. You're watching real life simulations of a video game. That's how I feel when I'm watching Cam Ward. And I can go on, but Miami, bro, I'm glad they got the win. That's for certain. I don't think that they should have lost to Cal. Cal is surprisingly a good team. Surprisingly a challenging team. Don't know how they lost to Florida State. Don't understand that. I don't understand anybody losing to Florida State this season. I understand they lost to Miami because of the entire team, but most specifically because of Cam Ward. Cam Ward is the kind of player that can get you in trouble because he's playing a video game. Everybody else might be taking it more serious, but he's playing a video game. I do think that tends to be Miami's energy a bit, you know. Miami comes out and they kind of have this cockiness. I don't even want to call it just confidence. They be acting cocky, like they expect to score. They expect to win. But that's always been the U. That's always been the U. That's always been the most successful teams in the U. In one of my recent videos, I talked about Kansas State when they played BYU. And they went over there to BYU, in BYU's house, and there was an avalanche of scores that took place. 4 touchdowns took place within the span of 6 to 7 minutes. Within the last minute of the second quarter, Kansas State fumbles. BYU scoops and scores. Kansas State comes back out trying to make a play. They throw an interception. On the next play, BYU scores a touchdown. Halftime. Kansas State comes back after halftime. Boom. Throws another interception. Next couple plays, BYU scores another touchdown. Boom. Kansas State gets the ball back. Drive stalls. Punts it off. BYU scores a ridiculous 90-yard punt return. 6-7 minutes. Literally. Kansas State never recovered. Never recovered. Seeing another team score that much, hearing the other team's crowd go crazy that much, it can convince you that you're done. It can convince you that y'all have lost, even though it's the third quarter, even though it's the second quarter. It can convince you that, damn, man, we fucked up, man. It can literally put you in that state of mind. So Miami is showing something here. This is not just the magic of Cam Ward that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to get on that. I'm going to stay on that. But Miami is also showing that their resolve is indeed the kind that is sustaining. They came back from 35 to 10. They needed 25 points. They needed 4 scores, and they had 5 minutes in they had 20 minutes to do it. And they damn sure put up the points. They end up scoring 29 points within those 20 minutes. Gonna go through the numbers here. Miami, 575 total yards of offense. Cal with 370. 437 passing yards. Cam Ward had about 350 in the second half. Video game, dog. Video game. Cal, 297. Rushing yards, Miami with 138. Cal with 73. So really, when it boils down to it, both of these teams were moving the ball down the field. Cal was not able to run the ball later in the game. Okay, they started having more stalled drives. And let's be real, Miami came out and they were Cal. I love seeing teams who actually have a game plan, who see something that you do, even if it's your strength, and they use it against you. And Cal did that. Miami on defense, they try to play over aggressive. They're trying to make a play. They're trying to make a play. And when Cal got their first touchdown, it's because they got the corner to bite so heavily on what looked like it was going to be a fake pop pass. He bit, and their tight end goes stumbling and bumbling down the field for 70 or so yards because of how hard the corner bit. 3 Miami defenders were trying to work their way down to make a play on this screen, and they left the tight end, who came up, made a great play because he looked like he was getting ready to block, and then he released. Went right down the field. By that time, it's too late. There's no safety back there. The safety had already bit down, screamed down. And it's almost hard to blame the Hurricanes for that play. You are who you are, and you got to know who you are. And when you know who you are, you know sometimes I fight like this, but that leaves this right here open. So I know that sometimes I'm going to take some on the jaw. I know sometimes I'm going to take some on the chin. You got to know that so that you can just brush that off. You literally have to forget the last play. You literally got to be able to move on to the next play. So that's how Cal gets their first score. Cal gets their next score by way of I don't remember if it was running it in, but another touchdown that they get on the Hurricanes is when they do a fake slip screen. Have the running back run up. Miami's blitzing. It's on the perfect call. It was on the perfect call. Miami sent the house, and the defender who was supposed to be guarding the running back, came up to the running back, and it just felt like when you're blitzing and it feels like you're getting closer to the quarterback, you're not thinking about nobody but the quarterback. If somebody comes up to you, you're not even thinking about this person. You're just thinking about what to do to get beyond them, to get past them. You're thinking about the next move, the next person. But the defender who was supposed to guard the running back came up to him, getting ready to make contact. Running back slip screen, slips out, I should say. Easy little 2-yard throw. He takes it down the field for 60+ yards. Touchdown. Miami's aggression, I don't even want to say it hurt them. Miami's aggression was a part of why Cal was able to take advantage of them on offense. And then you got Cam Ward, who is a video game player. So some defenders kind of see that like, all right, y'all, we got to stop playing around. It happened against Virginia Tech. All of a sudden, he was on the sideline, and it happened again here. But I'll tell you this, Miami is entertaining. Miami is probably the most entertaining team to watch in college football. Those video game villains over there are the most entertaining team in all of college football. In all of college football. Period, point blank. You know, Notre Dame is the worst. Notre Dame is the absolute worst team to watch. They are a struggle. It is hard to watch Notre Dame. That's when it's time for me to like do stuff around the house or, you know, just a struggle, man. Just a struggle. Nobody is fun to watch on that team. Nobody. Maybe their defense. Miami's path is paved for them. I imagine they're going to be ranked like 5 after, you know, the new numbers come out. We'll see. Miami got Louisville next week. Louisville just lost to SMU this week. And so Louisville will no longer be ranked. Louisville has been up and down. They're streaky. Louisville got some ballers on offense. They absolutely got a team of athletes. The game is going to be at Louisville. Miami needs to clean up their act. Period and point blank, they got to clean this shit up. They can't keep doing this, all right? I don't care how good of a video game player you are, bro. You got to clean this up. This is unnecessary. You don't need all the heart palpitations every single week. If what you're doing is trying to set up your Heisman campaign, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Let me tell you that. You writing a good script, brother. You writing a good-ass script. This story right here that you writing, whoo, man, that's some Hollywood shit. This some Hollywood shit, what you doing. That's just real, brother. I'm going to give you props. I'm going to let you know right now. I'd love to play this role. I'd love to play this role. Cam Ward's down 35-10. Can the Miami Hurricanes? Oh, my goodness, the Hurricanes have done it again. Every week, week in, week out. It's crazy. It's wild. After Louisville, Hurricanes have the Florida State Seminoles. Ain't nobody worried about them. Florida State so bad, it's crazy. They so bad, it's crazy. Okay? So bad, it's crazy. But it is a rivalry game. There's going to be a very spirited kind of energy going, but it ain't going to be no different than when Miami beat the hell out of Florida. So that'll be another game where Miami puts up video game numbers. Then they got Duke. Then they got Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is a good, strong, spirited bunch. They'll play Miami tough. That game is going to be at Georgia Tech. Yeah, I can see that being a close game. Georgia Tech is a kind of team that can win the time of possession battle. They got some ballers over there on offense. I can see that being a close game. Of course, I see Miami winning that game because I don't necessarily see Georgia Tech as a kind of team who's got studs on defense. I think a team that could really give Miami problems is a team that need to see a great D-line, but need to see some DBs. What team is the team where all across the board, the DBs are just dangerous? All 4 of them, or at least 2 to 3. Who are y'all? Where are y'all? What team is that? I'm checking for it. And Cal, they do a great job. Cal leads the league. They lead the NCAA in interceptions. But where are the dogs across the board? All 4 of them. You don't want to throw against them. Who is that? But after that, they got Wake Forest, and then they got Syracuse. Syracuse, that game will be a shootout. Syracuse puts up a lot of points. And this Miami Hurricanes defense has not necessarily established themselves as dominant. Yes, they dominated the Gators, but the Gators did that to themselves as well. But what Miami's doing lets me know that they're the kind of team that can deal with their own issues. They're the kind of team that can deal with waking up late for work and still getting there on time and beating the traffic, having some kind of route that they know how to take. They're the kind of team that can get to the airport a little late and still make their flight. Miami is dangerous because they are beyond streaky. They are a team of, I want to say, destiny. They do have some mojo to them. They do. And with a schedule like this, who's supposed to stop them? Who but themselves? Who but themselves? That's the best question I think that there is. Who is going to stop them but themselves? Miami is the only team that can stop themselves when it comes to getting to the playoff, to winning a championship, to winning the ACC championship. They're the only team that can stop themselves. If they keep showing up and starting as late as they've been doing, if they keep just letting it be a game, not playing good, disciplined football throughout the first couple of quarters, a team like Syracuse will make it awfully close. A team like Georgia Tech can squeeze out a victory, and that doesn't mean that they won't win the ACC championship, but it does mean that they'll lose their ranking later on in the season, and who knows what goes on from there. Listen, this Hurricanes team is a special team. I think they absolutely have special qualities. Cam Ward being a senior, being experienced, being quietly spirited, it gives them something that, though it comes with a lot of danger, it gives them something that not a lot of other teams have. Reckless abandon. He plays the game in a way that I believe can absolutely hurt the Miami Hurricanes' chances. But I believe that he's constantly trying to make plays. He's constantly trying to make plays against the right team, like a Miami versus a Texas. I think Miami could be in trouble because I think Texas can pour it on and keep pouring it on. The fact that the Hurricanes are going to be playing against teams that aren't that good to close out the season is either going to help them or hurt them. It's either going to help them hammer down the things they need to be more disciplined on, or they're going to get back to their ways of kind of expecting to just win. I love that they can win games like this, but it gives them this ethereal approach to playing. It almost makes them feel like a basketball team that's just hooping. They're just at the park, and when the game gets closer to 21, boom, they turn it on, looking for someone to set a screen, looking for someone to hit a quick bucket. Cam Ward reminds me of Steph Curry. This artist that's just on the field doing things that he's not supposed to do as your quarterback, but he's doing them. Oh my God, I can't believe he threw that pass, but he threw it. And oh my God, that one score, they scored. I just want to see them be, I love that they won this game, but I want to see them be more consistently good, not consistently lucky or consistently just getting by. I want to see them impose their will against teams that are not FAMU or Florida. I want to see them dominate. Ohio State had Iowa, and they beat them by about 5 touchdowns. I want to see that with regularity. No more Virginia Techs messing with you, no Cal messing with you, and no, set yourself apart. Dominate the competition. Stop. This ain't no all-star game. This is not the NBA all-star game. Don't come here not taking it serious until the 3rd or 4th quarter. Let's go. Game started. Let's win now. Let's win on every possession. Win on every drive. Look, I'm going to call it here. Fantastic game. One of the best games to close out college football tonight. That's 2 weeks back to back where Miami essentially has just this kind of like primetime game at night. They traveled. They had the late night game. So this is a big win for them as a team to see themselves come back. Miami's off next week. They got a bye. And then they go to Louisville on the 19th. I see Miami as one of the few undefeated teams. If there are any other undefeated teams in college football, I think that's a team like Ohio State, maybe Texas, but I think I got Texas A&M beating Texas in the last game of the season. We'll see. But that's enough for me on this. Listen, if you got to this part of the video, I appreciate you watching, just kicking it with me. Would appreciate it even more, though, if you decided that you wanted to like the video and subscribe.